Okay, we're back, and now we're going to add some toppings to this ice cream, because who wouldn't want ice cream full of toppings? So we're going to start with some syrup. Now when you think about syrup, it kind of drizzles down and kind of becomes drippy. So we're not going to do a straight line. We're actually going to kind of do like a wiggly line that kind of goes across and kind of looks like it's dripping down like that. All right, so maybe there's some right over here. Maybe it kind of curls a little bit, kind of puddles, and kind of comes down into there. And then, of course, you know, you got to make it look like it's actually on top. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll make it push just a little bit past the ice cream so that way it kind of looks like it's actually on top. And that's a slight, one of those really small lines that kind of help you read that. And then you can do the same thing to this back one. Maybe this one's just as drippy. Maybe I have it kind of going back behind here. And maybe it got a little sloppy there. So sometimes that happens. And then, of course, I'm going to make it look like it's dripping. So I'm going to push it past my ice cream line. Go past my ice cream line and just kind of merge it in so it looks like it's actually sitting on top. Now, that's how you would do syrup. Now, of course, you might want like a cherry on top or something like that, or Cool Whip or something like on top of this. So when I think about Cool Whip, I would kind of like do letter C's. So you have one C going one way and then one C going the other way. And of course, Cool Whip is kind of like fluffy and, right, kind of like going like this. And then sometimes you get a double layer because the way it likes to kind of foam. So I just kind of go like that. And then at the very top, maybe I kind of want it to look like it has a little curly Q on the top. So maybe I'll just do a little curly Q at the top. And I like to make it a little bit fun that way. You can just kind of curly Q it up on the top. And then any lines that you don't want to keep, you just very gently erase those out. And then, of course, ice cream is not transparent, and neither is the Cool Whip, so you need to take that line out so you can kind of see where line I'm taking out. And of course, if you want to draw sprinkles, when you draw sprinkles, don't just put a dot in there. You want to actually draw the circles. You can make it look like the circle is kind of like, or the little ball is actually inside the Cool Whip. Maybe it's sprinkled over here, and you just kind of put them in randomly. Usually, sometimes you do, if you want to do long ones, because sometimes they get long ones, you could do like that. And you just kind of want to put, however, sprinkled on there. And I'm going to do a little bit of both. Trying not to have them all the same size and length and things like that. So we're just kind of giving you an idea of what that would look like. So sometimes they might be straight, sometimes they might be kind of crooked, sometimes they'll just kind of sprinkle up on there like that. So you can add sprinkles to it, and of course if you want to do sprinkles down here, you can certainly do that. I like to draw them like this and not fill them in, because when I use colored pencil, then they're not gonna get the color transfer issues that you would have normally. I want to put a cherry on top, so a lot of times when you put a cherry on top, it's gonna stick into the Cool Whip. So I'm going to just do like a semicircle right here where that cherry is going to be. And then maybe there's a little stem that kind of comes up. I'll do a little top of that stem, and then the stem comes down. And sometimes, cherries are really shiny, so I like to put a little shine on there. So depending on where the light's coming from. And the light right now is telling me, because the shine is over here on this side, light is coming from this side. And that's going to be important later on when we start doing our coloring, because we're going to learn about shades and tints and highlighting and getting those things in there. Now if you wanted to do like an Oreo cookie, maybe it's jammed in there like that, you could put that in there. And you can, think about the design that might be on that Oreo cookie, because a lot of times, if I remember right, it kind of has like a little swirly design around the outside, and then it has the word Oreo. And if you want to add those kind of details, that makes it really look cool. So I just put in, so this is the back cookie, this is the front cookie, and this part right here is going to stay white because that's going to be the cream of an Oreo cookie. You can also put in a spoon. So like if you wanted to put a spoon in here and it's like inside. So if you see part of the spoon, you might do like a little semicircle. And then you would put the handle coming off of there like this. And you would just kind of do it like a, because usually a spoon gets wider as it gets to the bottom of that. So you could do something like that. And that would be your spoon. You can also put a spoon on the bottom right here if you wanted to. And what I would do is like just make a little bowl shape. And spoons are very similar to bowls. So like if you start with a really shallow bowl and then you put a handle on it, then it will look like a spoon. So here's your spoon and you just kind of do a little handle on it. Just remember it's a little wider over here at the end. And then you can clean up what extra lines are. And just kind of draw the lines you want to keep. So you're going to go like that, and there's your spoon for your ice cream. So in this one, you can share with somebody. Somebody can have, you know, maybe you'll share with a sibling or your parents or something like that. So you can add all those really cool things to your project. You can even put stuff down here, like if you wanted to do chocolate chips or a brownie or something like that in addition to your ice cream. You are more than welcome to do that. So you can think about what else can you add to your ice cream. These are just some really quick examples, and you can go from there.